Hello, and welcome to the Alpha Male Podcast. The podcast where we talk about what it means to be an alpha male the right way, with God at the center. Made in His image, strong, dominant, in control, and we don't apologize for it. Today's a rapid fire episode, so a little bit different format. I am your host, Michael Milito. First and foremost, I am a Christian. That is number one in my life. Everything that I do. This podcast is no different. I don't apologize for that either. Marine Corps combat veteran a couple of times. Urban warfare instructor for the Marine Corps. FBI certified firearms instructor. LAPD state rifle and pistol champion a few times over. Professional big game hunter and guide. And a lot of other stuff that I won't mention because this is a short episode. But the manliest thing about me is that I follow Jesus Christ. With that, let's get into today's topic, a vehicle kit. As Jesus says, watch and be ready. So I'm going to go over a quick rundown of a few things you should have in your vehicle. By far, this is not everything I keep in my vehicle, and not everything I think you should keep in your vehicle, but a few things. First off, I'm going to start with backup documentation. Good idea to have a copy of your driver's license, a paper copy, something like that. How often do you leave and forget your wallet or lose your wallet or something? At least if you get pulled over, no, that doesn't count really as valid ID. But I know from being a cop, it's a lot better to have something that shows who you are than nothing. Just like they pull you over and you're like, I got nothing. At least you have like a paper copy of your driver's license. Say, yes, I forgot my license, but here's this. It proves I am who I am. I don't have a warrant out for my arrest or anything like that. Also a good idea maybe to have a backup of a lot of other important documents in your vehicle, in addition to the stuff you're supposed to have. Number 2 is water. Water to drink, water to cool your engine. Water, you should have spare water. Just a couple of 1 gallons, not the crappy 1 gallon things that you see with just a flip-on cap, but something that's pretty sturdy and has a screw-on cap. The Arrowhead bottles with the screw-on cap that are pretty beefy, I like those. It'd be a lot harder to break those than the cheaper ones, or a reusable one. Right now I'm looking over at a 5-gallon Igloo container of water. I also carry another military whatever they call the water cans, in the back of the Hummer with water in it. So there's 10 gallons right there. Next, spare gas. And this is really going to depend on how much gas you want to carry. But, you know, a 1 gallon to a 5-gallon container of gasoline in your trunk or somewhere. And another one of this, just an aside, an SOP, try not to let your gas tank get below half. That's just a good standard operating procedure to have. But as far as keeping it in your car, keep some spare gas. Maybe not just for you. Maybe you see somebody that just ran out of gas, and be the good Samaritan and help them if they need gas. Along with that, a little bit of spare oil, maybe just a quart. Good thing to have in your car. The next thing, something to dig out with, something to get out with, a couple of small pieces of wood. Even if you drive a 4-wheel drive like I do, you know, there's times when you're not getting any traction. A couple of spare pieces of wood to put under your tire, to chain onto your tire, if you know what I'm talking about. To just put underneath to get you out of a tough spot. So a couple of small pieces of wood, and then again, something to dig out with. I really like the cold steel, whatever the name of it is, the Spetsnaz shovel. It's kind of modeled after the Russian military shovel. I like American e-tools too, but I do think that Russian design is better for this. It's just simpler and rugged, and I like it. And I was even using it today to harvest agave. They come in handy for a lot of things. So it doesn't have to be a shovel. You could have an axe or something like that, but something to dig out with is handy. I also carry a fireman's axe, but I think that might be a little overkill for some people. But just an e-tool or some kind of shovel, something to dig out with. A big beefy piece of rope or a tow strap also. Maybe if you get stuck, or maybe to get somebody else unstuck. A good thing to have in your car. I'm already going long, so I'm going to say A long gun you need to have in your truck, in your vehicle. A long gun, I would recommend first and foremost a shotgun of whatever flavor you want. 870, Mossberg 590. Benelli is my personal go-to favorite shotgun, but a shotgun in your vehicle. Even my wife, in her trunk, I carry one of the single-shot Hatfields with an assortment of shells. You never know what's going to happen. Again, watch and be ready. I don't think you should have, if you have a bunch of guns locked at home in your safe, a safe is just a name. That doesn't make them any safer in there. A gun's only good if you have it when you need it. So having a long gun in your vehicle, I think, really makes a lot of sense. And you can have an AR. I literally have an AR sitting behind the seat of my car right now, but in front of that I have a shotgun. I think a shotgun's a more versatile weapon. We won't get into that argument today. There's a whole another podcast, Gunfighter Life. But have a long gun in your car to increase the firepower in addition to the sidearm that you are already carrying, I hope, as an alpha male. And I saved the best for last. The most important thing you should have in your vehicle is a Bible. Make sure you have at least one Bible in your vehicle. I have at least two, if you don't count the ones I'm towing behind me right now. But have a Bible. I guess at least three, because I always have the Bible on my phone. But a Bible is important. As a mark of an alpha male's vehicle, I think, to have a Bible on the dashboard. It is important. When you get some spare time, instead of getting on Instagram again, maybe read a passage of the Bible, listen to a passage of the Bible if you haven't done that yet today. But that's a short list of alpha male stuff to have in your vehicle. Again, there's a lot of other things that are probably good to have in there. But let's at least have something along those lines in there. With that, men, I want to say thanks for listening. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a review of the podcast. If you want more, go to goodshepherdtraining.com. Again, goodshepherdtraining.com. If you think that content was worth at least $1, you can, for as little as $1 a month, support on Patreon and get some insider content. I'm not going to give a big sales pitch on that today. Just give if you have it in your heart to give, and if not, don't, and don't feel guilty. These podcasts are not free to produce, but I like that they're free for you to listen to. But if you want to contribute, again, goodshepherdtraining.com, and then click the Patreon link. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day.